Tyrese.
Hi everyone, it's Lauren Day Makeup. Thank you so much for joining me for this video. Well, today's video is a very special video. It is my very first ever book review, and the book that I'm reviewing today is this book by Tyrese Gibson, and it's called How to Get Out of Your Own Way. And Tyrese Gibson is an R&B star singer. He's an actor, and now he's an author as well on this motivational autobiography book called How to Get Out of Your Own Way. If you follow him on Twitter, you know all about this book. I pre-ordered the book. It was at Amazon.com. I purchased my copy, and I can honestly say that this is one of the best books that I've ever read. If you know me, you'll know that I don't like reading books. I'm a slow reader. I just don't get a lot of enjoyment out of reading. I really love this book. This book is like part autobiography, part inspiration, and part motivation. So it's broken up into different chapters. There's a really nice foreword at the start of the book and a prayer at the start of the book. And then there's 8 chapters in the book. The first chapter is childhood, and in this the childhood chapter, Tyrese talks about growing up and, you know, not having very much money, and his father, you know, not having a father and having a stepfather, and his mother, and, you know, not having enough money to catch the bus. But he really loved school as a kid, and he really wanted to go to school and get an education, and a lot of his friends were in gangs, and he used to steal clothes off the you know, other people's clotheslines because he didn't have enough clothes. And I really enjoyed this chapter. This is probably one of my favorite chapters, as being a Tyrese fan, but being only kind of like a new fan. I've only really become a true dedicated Tyrese fan within the last, say, 2 to 3 years, you know, since Transformers and you know, being on Twitter and things like that. So to go back and, you know, to hear or read about Tyrese when he was a little kid was really awesome. And, you know, he had a tough childhood, but he had that strength inside of him, that he knew that he was going to be something bigger and get out of Watts. And, you know, he didn't have a very good childhood, but you know, he really shares so many secrets in this book about his childhood, and it was really definitely one of my most favourite chapters in the book. Second chapter, he starts getting into the motivational, inspirational part of the book. The second chapter is called How Much Do You Love Yourself? And I really liked this chapter of the book. It just talks about self-love, and there's, you know, just a few different key parts of the book, and this was one of them, definitely. And he talks a lot about this on his Twitter page as well, with, you know, the tweets that he has daily and things like that. And, you know, he's talking about the mind and body connection, and yeah, I really liked that particular chapter. And this chapter about this part of the chapter about your bottom line really resonated with me as well. The next chapter in the book is Are You a Master of your Environment? And it's talking about controlling the people around you, the space, and you know, breaking the cycle. You know, if you had a bad childhood, you know, you're not going to, a lot of people get stuck in that rut where they complain about their childhood, but they're doing the same things and they're teaching the same things to their kids, and, you know, you're passing on those messages, and your kids are going to have the same childhood that you had. So talking about breaking the cycle, which was really good, and that, you know, kids are affected by what they're exposed to, and it's your job as a parent, you know, to make sure that your kids aren't exposed to all of that dysfunction and drama. The next chapter in the book is Who Are Your 5 People? Will Smith told him that was you can often tell how far your life will go by the 5 people that you spend the most time with. And that was really good. I really enjoyed that chapter, and he talked about Will Smith and things like that. And then the next chapter, I think, is the cheating chapter. So why do men and some women cheat? This chapter is definitely one of my favorites in the book, and recently, you know, getting over a breakup, the same time that I started following Tyrese on Twitter and listening to his Say Now messages. So I really think that he broke down the truth about cheating in this book, and a lot of people are, you know, afraid to talk about cheating, but he definitely is not. And I think I agree with a lot of the things that he says, you know, that men are kind of expected to cheat, and if like guys sleep with a whole bunch of girls, you know, they're considered like a hero amongst their mates. But if a girl does the same thing and sleeps with a whole bunch of guys, then she's considered like a slut or a hoe or something like that. And it's like total double standards. So that was really good, that chapter. And then he talks about what is your purpose is the next chapter. You know, what are you here for? What's the purpose of your life and things like that. And that chapter, I read it a couple of times. It really makes you think about, you know, well, what are we doing here? You know, if God is, you're still here because God has a plan for you. And that chapter, you know, was really you know, kind of a turning point in the book for me to realize that kind of clicks all the things together. And then the last chapter is called Are You Ready for the Next Level? And as Tyrese said, he's addicted to the next level, and you know, what you need to do in your life to kind of to get to that next level. So, you know, there's so many amazing things in this book that I learned, you know, things that I've heard him say in some of his Say Now messages and on his Twitter, about, you know, the fact that life is a menu, and you know, you have to order for your life what you want, and whatever you order is what's going to be delivered to your table. So, you know, he says some amazing things in this book, and this book reads like a conversation. It feels like you're in the room and Tyrese is just talking to you, and it feels like he's just, there's no big words in this book. This book is for everybody. It's for young people. I recommend this book for teenagers, for the youth, like young 20s, girls, boys. I recommend this book for older people, you know, people with kids, and maybe you have a bit of dysfunction or drama going on in your life. I would definitely suggest getting this book. If you're lost and you don't know, you know, what you're doing with your life or where you're going, or you know, you're kind of stuck in a rut or anything like that, I would definitely recommend getting this book. Some people, you know, really want to chase their dreams and things like that, but they're their own worst enemy, and they don't even know that they're in their own way. And I was definitely one of those people that was so in my own way, and I didn't even know it. So now, after reading this book, I can say that I'm definitely inspired and motivated to take my career and my personal life to the next level and reach my dreams. So thank you so much, Tyrese, for writing this book for us. If you want to pick up this book, this is the hard copy book. This is a hardcover book, and the recommended retail price on this is $24.95, but you can get it on Amazon for I think about like $12.50 US price. So I got mine on Amazon, and it was only about less than $13, and then the postage to Australia was $9. So, you know, for like less than the price of the recommended retail price, I got this book shipped all the way from the USA. You can also download this book on like Kindle and Nook Books and like iTunes, and you get it on iBook, so like a digital copy if you're into that. You can also get this book in Australia at Borders Books. If they don't have any on the shelf, they'll be able to order for you, but I'd still recommend getting it from Amazon because it is cheaper. I think the recommended retail price for Australia is like $44.95, so you know, you definitely don't buy it in the stores if it's that price, because you know, you can get it on Amazon for like half the price. And if you're in the States, you can also get this at Barnes & Nobles as well. So definitely don't forget to check out Tyrese on Twitter if you're not following him already. And he also has 2 Facebook pages, a profile and a fan page. So go check those out. And also, if you're a Tyrese fan, you can follow my Tyrese fan site on Twitter, which is Follow Tyrese. So check that out and follow me for more updates about Tyrese, and you know, links to videos and you know, all sorts of stuff like that. But if you've bought this book, definitely comment below. Tell me what you thought, what were your favorite chapters, you know, what you learnt from the book. But I really love this book, and I would highly recommend it. And I'm not a reader. I don't like reading at all, and I just really enjoyed reading this book. I just found it fascinating. I found it, you know, inspiring. And it really made me think about things. You know, Tyrese referenced in this book a lot about God and things like that, and you know, his relationship with God. So he's definitely inspired me to be a bit more spiritual, and you know, to get out my Bible again and start reading that, and you know, grow my connection with God as well. So thank you so much, Tyrese. Everyone go out and pick up How to Get Out of Your Own Way by Tyrese Gibson. This book is amazing, and you know, for less than $20 you can pick up this amazing book, and I encourage you to share this book with other people. Maybe give them this book and let them know that there is answers out there to their problems. But definitely get this book. I highly recommend it. So I'm going to switch off the camera now and go, and I'll see you guys in another video. Bye. My heart is a